For 99% of human history, your ancestors lived in small groups, roughly 150 people. That was their entire world, their village. But today, you wake up and instantly connect with millions. Your brain wasn't designed for this massive digital crowd. To your ancient mind, the internet is a fake village. To understand the addiction, we must look at the brain's internal currency. Dopamine is not the pleasure molecule, it is the craving molecule. When you check your phone for a like, your brain gets a spike of dopamine before you even see it. It's the anticipation of reward that creates the addiction. In the real village, social status meant everything. Isolation was a death sentence. So your ancient mind is hypersensitive to approval.
The internet exploits this deep evolutionary need using variable rewards. You never know when the next like or comment is coming, creating an endless itch you have to scratch. This infinite scroll is a time sink, draining your focus and presence. You trade real presence for digital ghosts. The constant checking creates a state of anxiety and shallow thinking. It's the death of deep presence and creativity. Every like tricks your ancient mind into thinking the village loves me. I am safe, but it's an illusion. It's time to unplug and find your real tribe. Acknowledge the impulse to check and choose presence instead. True connection happens in the here and now. Don't just be an avatar in the fake village. Be present in the real one. Acknowledge the evolution and choose presence. But how exactly did we get trapped in this digital village? It all started with the notification bell. Engineers designed it to mimic a biological trigger. In nature, a sudden sound meant a predator or food. Your brain had to pay attention to survive. Now, tech companies use that exact survival instinct against you. Every red dot on your app is a digital emergency. Your ancient mind thinks, quick, check the bushes. But instead of a berry, you find a comment from a stranger. This is called a variable reward system. It's the same psychology behind slot machines. If you won every time, you would quickly get bored. But because the reward is unpredictable, your brain stays completely hooked, pulling the lever again and again. Every scroll down your feed is a pull of that lever, hoping for a hit of dopamine, but usually finding nothing. Yet that tiny chance of winning keeps you addicted. The fake village knows this, and it never lets you go. But if dopamine is only about craving, what creates the pleasure? Introducing opioids, the brain's internal comfort chemical. Your ancient village used dopamine to make you want to interact, but once you had a successful connection, you got a hit of opioids. The dopamine said, go find the village. The opioid said, the village loves you. Social media is an expert at triggering dopamine, but terrible at providing the comfort of real connection. It's all want and no liking. You are left always chasing the dragon, but never arriving. Every scroll and notification bell pulls that lever again, hoping for a hit. The dopamine keeps you hooked because it keeps the itch alive. This is called a variable reward system. You trade real presence for digital ghosts. True connection happens in the here and now. The fake village doesn't just want to keep you safe, it wants to own your attention. It is a battle for your deepest presence. A battle for your very humanity. Safety meant being close to the fire, close to the village. When you felt safe, your brain released a wave of soft pastel pink, opioids. But in the ancient world, being cast out of the village meant literal death. Isolation was the ultimate biological threat, so your brain developed an intense, painful system to keep you connected. When you get ignored online, it actually triggers physical pain networks. To your ancient mind, a ghosted message feels like a tiger attack. It sounds dramatic, but your biology doesn't know the difference. And this is exactly what the tech giants capitalized on. They turned your evolutionary fear of isolation into a trillion-dollar business. By weaponizing the notification bell, they keep you hyper-reactive. Your brain is constantly checking the bushes all day long. This endless alert state burns through your mental energy, leaving you exhausted, anxious, anxious and deeply disconnected. But once you see the architecture of the fake village, the illusion begins to shatter. To reclaim your mind, you must first acknowledge the primitive alarm system. When you feel the urge to check your phone, pause. Recognize the phantom tiger. It is not a real threat. It is just an ancient echo in a modern concrete jungle. We cannot completely leave the digital space, but we can design our boundaries.
Turn off the non-human notifications. Silence the manufactured urgency. Force the algorithms to wait for your schedule, not the other way around. Then, invest heavily in your micro-village, the people you can actually touch. A short conversation with a neighbor releases more genuine comfort than 1,000 likes, because your biology is looking for eye contact, tone of voice, and physical presence. That is where the real opioids of connection live. But modern design actively pulls you away from these physical spaces. It promises a global village, but delivers a hyper-isolated room. You are surrounded by voices, yet completely alone. Let's look at what happens when you receive a single like. Your dopamine pathways light up instantly. It is a microdose of tribal validation, but because it lacks physical presence, the effect is incredibly short-lived. The dopamine vanishes, leaving you right back where you started, wanting more. So you post again, chasing the next microdose. Over time, your brain adapts to this constant flooding of signals. It begins to hide its dopamine receptors to protect itself. This is the hidden cost of the fake village: tolerance. Now, normal life events feel dull because they don't scream as loud as the phone. A real sunset or a quiet walk doesn't give you a quick notification hit. You have built a biological barrier between yourself and the real world. Every notification doesn't just take your time. It levies a tax on your focus. It takes up to 20 minutes to deeply re-engage after a single distraction. You aren't multitasking. You are fracturing your conscious mind. In the real village, your social circle was capped by nature, around 150 people. In the fake village, you have access to millions, and that is exactly the problem. When options become infinite, commitment becomes worthless. In the past, you only compared yourself to the people you saw every day. Now, you compare your ordinary life with the curated highlight reels of the entire world. Your biology interprets this as being the lowest-ranking member of the tribe. This creates a constant undercurrent of status anxiety. An ancient mind believed that low status meant less food and less protection. So your body responds by flooding your system with cortisol, stress. To break this loop, we have to look at the interface itself. Every element is carefully colored and animated to trigger an action. The infinite scroll mimics the foraging behavior of gathering food. One of the most effective tools is surprisingly simple. Change your screen to grayscale. Remove the pastel trap. Strip away the dopamine rewards. When the screen is gray, your ancient brain instantly loses interest. You suddenly see the device for what it actually is, a tool, not a home, and you can finally step back into the world that actually breathes. To change your habits, you must first change your physical environment. If your phone is always within arm's reach, you've already lost the battle. Friction is your best friend. Build a moat around your attention. Establish a sacred rule. Charge your phone outside of your bedroom. Your morning should begin with your thoughts, not the algorithmic noise of the world. In the first 3 days of reducing screen time, anxiety will actually spike. Your ancient brain is panicking, thinking it has been disconnected from the tribe. But by day 7, a beautiful biological shift happens. Your dopamine receptors slowly emerge from hiding. The baseline resets. You become sensitive to real life again. This is where creativity is born, in the blank spaces of boredom. When your brain is empty, it finally has room to synthesize new ideas. The fake village filled every gap, leaving you mentally stagnant. The ultimate solution is not isolation from technology. It is immersion in reality. Build a real-world micro-village, a book club, a run group, a weekly dinner. Replace the shallow metrics of the screen with the deep resonance of presence. Every time you choose a human interaction over a scroll, you win a micro battle. You take a fraction of your attention back from the tech corporations. You are no longer a resource to be mined. You are a free human being returning to your true architecture. This is not just an individual challenge, it is a cultural shift. When one person logs off, it creates a ripple effect. You give others permission to look up from their screens too. The corporations want us to believe there is no alternative. They want to turn our ancient need for tribe into a permanent subscription model. But subscription metrics cannot feed the ancient brain. Let's review the blueprint of your escape. Step 1. Kill the colors on the screen. Force it to be dull. Step 2. Create physical distance. Let your bedroom breathe. Step 3. Look for eyes, not avatars. The most important parts of your life cannot be computed by an algorithm. The warmth of a handshake, the shared silence, the spontaneous laugh. These are the ancient currencies of survival, and they are completely free. The fake village will always be there, screaming for your attention.
It will offer you 1,000 notification bells and 1,000,000 digital ghosts. But your brain doesn't need 1,000,000 ghosts. It needs a small tribe. It needs the campfire. It needs reality. So next time your phone rings, remember the ancient village. Recognize the dopamine trick and choose comfort instead of craving. Put down the fake village. Step outside. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.